Good morning, all of my beautiful people. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider here, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Legal Wars Live, man. We live. We out here in CT still, Connecticut, man. Still on the We the People tour, man. We're going to be on the We the People tour to the 28th. You know what I'm saying? That's almost the end of this month. You know what I'm saying? That's over 100 days on the tour, on the We the People tour. You know what I'm saying? Exclusively, it's, all outdoors content. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a blessing for me, man. You know what I'm saying? The gift and the curse, man. You take the good with the bad, man. But I can say that it has been enjoyable, man, to go to different states that I've been to, man, to meet the different people and see the different places, man, up here in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? A place that I've always wanted to visit, man. So to be able to do that, I will say I'm thankful and blessed. As you guys come into the stream, or if you're watching this content after it's pre-recorded, I ask that you please double tap your screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, guys. Mamdani is the future of the Democratic Party. That's my take. That's my angle. We're about to talk about it today. Guys, before we get started, I ask again that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell. Guys, I will tell you straight up, the future of the Democratic Party is shaping directly before our eyes right now. If you have not heard of Zohran Mamdani, he is a young 30-something-year-old progressive who is a politician I am very impressed with. He is quick on his feet. He's very witty and knowledgeable about the issues. And he is a fighter who constantly talks about fighting for the people. Seeing Zohran, I want to stop and recognize how cool that name is, guys. Zohran, with AOC and Bernie Sanders, the progressives look like the formation of a new political party to me. Y'all just rock with me for a second. So Bernie Sanders and AOC are doing town halls with Kaylin Collins, and they're connecting with the voters, guys. Guys, I said this yesterday. It's a fresh talking point, but I'm just repeating it. Just like Bernie Sanders been repeating the same talking points for 20 years and is still drawing crowds averaging over 20,000 or better all over America. Guys, you want to know why? Because there is so much truth in his message. And when we get into that, but my point, just imagine that populist mentality being transformed into a younger, good-looking, cool politician who is quick on his feet mentally and is willing to intellectually go round for round with anybody. So here's what it boils down to. This is just my opinion. Out west, on the West Coast, specifically in California, and guys, you'll never hear somebody say it like this, but I'm going to explain exactly what I mean, okay? So it's not that many people in the stream right now, but I'm telling you guys, you are getting some A1 content, some great content. Y'all, please double tap the screen. If you're on a cell phone, like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell. Okay, so out west, I call that the old guard of the Democratic Party. And let me explain what I mean. Specifically, when I say out west, I'm talking about California, okay? You have Nancy Pelosi. She was the leader of the Democrats in Congress for better than a decade, split on various occasions. She was the most powerful of the Democrats that is still serving in office and has served in Congress for decades under many administrations. Then you have Kamala Harris. Notice at a lot of Kamala's rallies, you have far left protesters heckling her about far left issues. How many of y'all noticed that so far? You know what I'm saying? When she was running for president, this was happening. You know, they were heckling her, saying she was supporting genocide in Palestine. And since she's done her book tour, she's been getting hecklers, and they're from the far left. You see what I'm saying? See, the Republicans attempted to paint VP Harris as a San Francisco liberal, and that's the same title that they give Representative Pelosi. But that is the Republican view of VP Harris. She is slightly left of center, but slightly. Then you have Governor Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is again sometimes referred to as a progressive, and all Democrats embrace some or most progressive views, but Governor Gavin is not a progressive like Elizabeth Warren is. You guys got to understand that. And then you have Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. So Nancy Pelosi, despite AOC's popularity and loyalty to the party, skipped over AOC for Chuck Schumer due to her progressive views, just as Representative Pelosi's and others helped steer the Democratic Party away from Bernie Sanders in a couple of election cycles. You guys get that? That's the left, that's the old guard of the Democratic Party. And most of that power is concentrated out west in California. So when you see them California Democrats, the Republicans are saying that they're progressives. They're not the progressives that we're thinking of. The San Francisco liberal, that's what they say about everybody out on the East Coast, New England, where your boy Big Ghost is. You know what I'm saying? This is where them real progressives at, man. Bernie Sanders. As you guys come in the stream, good morning, Miss Lisa A. I ask that you double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Miss Lisa, will you please double tap the screen for me, like the video? Would you double tap the screen? Y'all like the video for me. Please subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So Bernie Sanders is the king of progressives, running as an independent from Vermont. Senator Sanders has been preaching his populist message for decades and is well loved by the American people, getting crowds of over tens of thousands every time he does a rally. Miss Sandra, good morning, baby. How are you doing? I'm going to go ahead and add you as a moderator, Miss Sandra. If you're going to stick around with us this morning, good morning. And if you see anybody being ugly in the comments, please, please, please get them out of here. But I welcome everybody, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down here as we go over this content. Let your voice be heard. Make sure if y'all have not liked the video, if you're on a cell phone, all you got to do is just double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Okay, we talking about the progressives. West Coast versus East Coast. The West Coast is the old guard. The East Coast is the new guard, guys. That's what that is. AOC is without a doubt the most popular person in Congress on social media, with millions and millions of followers on X, YouTube, and Insta. She has been in Congress for a while and is well known for standing up and fighting for the rights of the people. And then we have Zohran Mamdani. Hey, y'all know Zohran got a rap song, man. Zohran Mamdani. Bro, they not ready for Zohran, man. He a first-round draft choice for the progressives. The progressives versus the old guard. Those California Democrats versus these new, strong East Coast, New England Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Zohran is like their little protege, okay? When I see the progressives on TV doing the fighting oligarchy tour, guys, think about this. When President Trump won, the Democrats were demoralized. You guys know this? A lot of people said, hey, this might be over for him. Real talk. The people said they didn't have a message. They got off message. But people said they didn't have a message. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans gained control of every branch of government, even the Supreme Court, the courts. You know what I'm saying? So who's the first person or who's the first group of people, guys, to step out there after President Trump put his hand on the Bible? So the Democrats are down. They're demoralized. President Trump puts his hands on the Bible, and he's president. I don't hear nothing from no Democrats from a while. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but you know who the first ones to step out there? That tell me where that leadership coming from, unspokenly. Bernie Sanders and AOC. So come March, April, May, after President Trump had just came in and started stumping on the Democrats, you know what I'm saying? His comeback tour, you had Bernie Sanders and AOC. They the first Democrats out there, man, bringing that comeback. They're the first Democrats out there drawing crowds. Not only are they the first, I'm telling you, what other Democrats could draw crowds like that? Like AOC and Bernie Sanders. What other Democrats could fire up the base like the progressives? That's what I'm saying. And then when I look at the progressives now, and I'm going to say this in a second, particularly Caitlin Collins on CNN doing that town hall with Bernie Sanders and them, I mean, they look like a political party. Whether they're within the Democratic Party or not, they look like their own political party. Ms. Sanders says that was the Democrats because the Democrats knew what happened in the first Trump term, and they weren't going to stand by and let that happen in the second Trump term. I say I agree with that 10,000%. You know what I'm saying? I say that I agree with that 20,000%. I say they weren't going to allow that to happen again in the second Trump term, and that's what happened. So, guys, you got Zohran now. Zohran just steps out the blue, and he's looking like the Democrats or the progressives in some kind of way are gearing up for a run for presidency again. That's what it looks like to me, man. Look, Bernie Sanders ran for president a couple of times as a progressive. You see Zohran in New York and what he's doing. People are saying AOC. They don't know if AOC is going to run for president. She ain't going to run for Senate. But what I'm saying at this moment in time within the Democratic Party, besides Gavin Newsom and VP Harris, it's like that old guard. They're old and they're tired. And versus Zohran and Bernie and AOC, man, it's kind of hard for me to see moving forward the Democrats not putting faith in the progressive. Do you guys agree or disagree? Especially Zohran, he finna win in New York, man. He's winning in New York, man. And he's getting a whole lot of people's attention. I think some Democrats are slow to you know what I'm saying, to support and to catch on, man, because they want to watch and see. But I think that it's the progressives' time. That's how I'm going to start before I get to the news. That's just how I see it. I see it as a battle royale brewing. The progressives have been overlooked by their party due to quote unquote extreme ideas, but they look like they've had it. And they are brewing up for a fight to take their place at the head of the Democratic table. Guys, that's my take. And we down to the news. But before we do, I ask that you'll like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, guys, in this stream, I welcome everyone. I just ask that you guys would be respectful to others, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard, guys. Let's start the conversation. One last thing, we do have to pay the bills, and I don't have any sponsors, or I'm not taking money from anyone else. So I just want to let you guys know, super chat, super stickers, and super thanks. They start at 99 cents. Just hit the button below with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. So our source, guys, is USA Today, and it was published on October the 17th. Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani may win the majority of voters in New York City's mayor's race, according to a Fox News poll. The poll, released October 16th, showed Mamdani, a Democratic Socialist state assemblyman with 52%, that's over half, guys, of likely voters. And 49%, Tyrone, good morning. I agree with you. I think he's going to win too, without a doubt. Among registered voters in the days leading up to the November 4th election, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, an independent candidate, trails Mamdani by more than 20 points, garnering 28% among both likely voters and registered voters. a week earlier. A Quinnipiac poll showed Mamdani receiving 46% support compared to Cuomo's 33%. And Silva, he's the Republican candidate, he's at 15%. Cuomo's support grew after Mayor Eric Adams dropped out of the race. On September 28th, the poll showed, however, the Fox News poll included Adams since his name will appear on the New Yorker's ballots in the November 4th general election. Adams received 2 to 3% among voters, which could further hurt Cuomo's chances, not Mamdani's, of a comeback after he lost to Mamdani in the Democratic primary. As you guys come into the stream, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Most importantly, guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, jump down in the comments, man. Let your voices be heard. What we thinking? What we thinking? Today's poll shows a majority of New Yorkers are rejecting Andrew Cuomo's billionaire-backed politics of the past and are joining Zohran Mamdani's movement for a new kind of politics that answers to the people, not Donald Trump or the billionaire class, says Dora Pekic, a Mamdani campaign spokesman, said in a statement referring to heavy spending on Cuomo's behalf from Trump spending billionaires like Bill Ackman. In lieu of providing comment on the poll, a spokesperson for Cuomo's campaign pointed to the ex-governor's appearance on Sid and Friends in the Morning, a conservative radio show. In that appearance, Cuomo appealed to Republicans to vote for him instead of Slava to be Mamdani. Guys, if you guys ask me what my take on that, guys, if y'all have not watched the debate, the New York debate, I will ask you guys, please, 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 whenever y'all get a chance to go on YouTube and put in New York Mayoral Debate, if you guys care, and just check it out. I'm saying it was a great debate. It was very funny. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Cuomo, he was quick on his feet, and he was attacking Mamdani from every angle. But I'm saying, listening to Mamdani talk, if you guys have not, you guys really should check him out. He's quick, he's witty, he's young, and he speaks on the issues that the people care about. And I'm saying, in my opinion, Zohran, right, wrong, or indifference, is the future of the Democratic Party. If Democratic candidates want to win, all they have to do is take Mr. Mamdani's example in New York, and I promise they will be madly successful. Because Tyrone and Miss Sandra, that's all Ghostwriter has ever been doing and preaching from the get-go. Zohran talks about the issues that matter. I'm saying in New York City, guys, Tyrone, how much is your rent? You feel what I'm saying, Miss Sandra? How much is your rent? What I'm trying to tell you guys, in New York City, you gonna pay $1,500 for 300 square feet. 300 square feet. The rent is unaffordable. The young people are having to stay with their parents longer. They don't have access to the American dream. They feel like groceries is unaffordable. Gas is too expensive. And that's what's going on. And I'm talking about Zohran. That's what he talks about. All the time he speaks to the problems of the people. Now, what Andrew Cuomo is doing, he's saying that, hey, you know, Zohran, he's a socialist. He won't separate from Hamas, and he's a rookie. He don't know, bro. It sounds like they attacking him the same way they did Barack Obama, using the same playbook. But I'm telling you, if you guys have not heard of Zohran, y'all are going too soon. That boy speaks well. He's quick on his feet. And looking at him as a politician, I would say, man, that boy has a very bright future. You might say, who is Zohran? Listen to that name, y'all. What's up, Greg? Not only that, Zohran, y'all know he had a rap song too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could look that up too. Oh, man, Mamdani, ma'am. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all, man. But I'm pretty excited about old Zohran, man. Who is Zohran Mamdani? You know what I'm saying? So the source for this information comes straight from the horse's mouth. Zohran for NYC.com. So this is who he says he is. I wanted to hear who he said he is before we take and see what someone else says he is. Zohran Mamdani is a New York State Assembly member, okay? And Democratic Socialist running for mayor. He was born in Uganda in Africa, guys, and raised in New York City. He has fought for the working class, listen to me, in and outside the legislature, hunger striking along taxi drivers to achieve more than $450 million in transformative debt relief, winning over $100 million in the state budget for increased subway service, and a successful fare-free bus pilot, and organizing New Yorkers to defeat a proposed dirty power plant. The cost of living is crushing working people. Bam. Miss Sandra, Tyrone, and Greg, I think that's the winning argument for any candidate. You've been hearing Ghost say that. And that's what Zohran speaks to. This is his website. He describing himself straight from the horse's mouth. He talks about what the people care about. The cost of living is crushing working people. But Zohran believes the government can lower prices. Does that sound familiar? And make life easier in our city? He'll use every tool available to bring down the rent, create world-class public transit, and make it easier to raise a family. Guys, that's all the American people want. That's all the American people care about. And what I'm trying to tell y'all this morning, and Mr. Mamdani, he speaks to the American people and their issues. That's what he does. Right now, he's speaking to New Yorkers and their issues. So if I watch Mamdani, I really never hear him talking about no Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to be real with you. I hear him say President Trump's trying to be authoritarian. I hear him get at President Trump, and we're going to get down to that. We hear look, I heard Andrew Cuomo, he says, if Mamdani becomes mayor, then President Trump will be the mayor of New York City. How many of you guys think that? Like President Trump's going to get at him, but I'm telling you, this guy is extremely popular in that city. And I think that will hurt because, you know, President Trump from New York, too. I think that'll hurt President Trump's chances, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. And in a lot of different things, man, really, because I think when you guys see how polarizing of a figure he is, see, the thing is he hadn't won yet. Let him win. Let him in his 30s, speaking the way he does, be the new mayor of New York City. I'm saying, guys, I know it's a little bit too early and he might be a little bit too young, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised to hear people say a president, to bring up the president with him running for president. Because if he don't do it in 28, there's a crowded field. I guarantee you he gonna do it in 32, man. Yeah, he the future of the Democrats. And all the Democrats who want to win, they want to follow his lead. And the reason why I would trust in his lead, Van Jones, the reason why I would trust in his lead, CNN, or any other Democrats, the reason why I would trust in Mamdani's lead is because he's saying the things and running the campaign that all Democrats nationwide need to be running. That's why I would trust him, especially in his 30s. That campaign, I would say, will work outside of New York. I think that campaign will work in Houston. I think it'll work in Chicago. I think it'll work in LA. I think it'll work in Miami for any young Democrat who could speak well and who's witty and they know their community and the needs of their community. So you ask, who is Zohran Mamdani from other people's perspective? Mamdani was born in Kampala, Uganda in 1991. He's a youngster. 2001, 2011, 2021, so he's under 35 years old. His mother's Oscar nominated. Y'all excuse me. His mother I apologize about that. So Zohran's mother is an Oscar-nominated filmmaker. Oh, so she is famous. Her name is Mara Nair, and his father is an anthropologist, and his name is Mohammed Mamdani, of course. And they met in 1989, not too long ago. I was 9 years old when she was doing research at Kampla for her second film, Mississippi Masla, 1991, starring Denzel Washington. That's a pretty big field. And Sarita Kodori. Both Noor and Mamdani had been born in India, but he grew up in Uganda in Africa. So Zohran's from Africa. While Zohran Mamdani was a child, he and his family moved around to accommodate his father's teaching position. Let's see. So when he was 7, he moved with his family to New York City, and his father made an anthropology professor at Columbia University. My father raised me with a real sense of being African, being proud of that heritage, Mamdani later told New York Magazine. His middle name is Kwame, after Kwame Nkrumah, Guyana's first prime minister. For his elementary education, Mamdani attended Bank Street College of Education, Schools for Children, a progressive private school in Manhattan. Later, he enrolled at the Bronx High School of Science, where he co-founded a cricket team and ran unsuccessfully to be the school's vice president. I ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone is welcome in this stream. I just ask that you guys will be respectful to others. I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. One last thing, guys, we do have to pay the bills, so I don't have any sponsors yet, and I'm not taking no money from any party. So I ask that you guys, if you want to donate to the channel, super chat, super thanks, super stickers, they start at 99 cents. Just hit that button with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. If you guys want to join the channel, you want to become a member of the channel, or if you want to donate, the best way to do it is to become a channel member. You know what I'm saying? It's $3.99, and you don't have to get it every month if you don't enjoy the content or if you don't want to pay for it next month. But that's the best way to donate, and your donations are appreciated. Just hit the button with the $sign in it, and I will appreciate your donation. Sandra Wells says, does anybody know that Donald Trump is not from America neither, and his father and mother are immigrants? No, Miss Sandra, I did not know that. Where is President Trump from? FC says, and what experience with anything does he have? FC, he is a New York assemblyman, broski. You know what I'm saying? Usually when you have these young politicians, I would say besides Bill Clinton, because Bill Clinton, although he ran for president and he was young, he was formerly the governor of Arkansas. You see what I'm saying? So they didn't come at him like that. George Bush was young. He wasn't that young. You know what I'm saying? But George Bush had been governor of Texas. But Barack Obama, they came at him the same way. President Obama, they came at him the same way. You see what I'm saying? Miss Sandra, since you saying that about Mamdani, you bringing that to my attention. He wasn't born in America. He can't run for president. You know what I'm saying? But he can run, and he is running for mayor of New York. You know what I'm saying? He's what I think is bringing a light or returning from the dead or re-energizing, you know, the Democratic Party, especially out on the East Coast in New England, man. That new progressive movement, Mamdani is giving a voice to the progressives, man. And they coming. And they coming straight from New England. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bernie Sanders, he raised up AOC, man. And he got AOC, she hot and she popping. And then they got Mamdani and they support Mamdani. And I'm saying they building a movement, man. And I mean, they've been shunned. And I know America, for the most part, you know, the progressives are a little bit left for the rest of the nation. You know what I'm saying? But it might be their time. What y'all think? Good morning, Ahmad. How are you guys doing? Sandra says that President Trump's father and mother are from Germany. My boy Ahmad said, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are on the cell phone, double tap that screen. You guys jump down in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Mamdani versus President Trump. So this source is brought to us by Politico. It was published on August the 11th. President Trump been at Mamdani for a minute, but affordability was at the center of Zohran Mamdani's winning primary campaign for the New York City mayor. President Donald Trump has become the focus of his general election bid. The Democratic nominee launched a 5-borough tour against President Trump. So yeah, he focusing on affordability, but he focusing on President Trump, and he's shooting at him, and he's saying he's gonna stand up and fight on Monday to amplify how he believes the president will harm New York City. What you guys think? And why Mamdani thinks he should be elected to lead the vanguard. Matthew says, also, don't you all ever get tired of always being everything on racism? Makes me sick. Yeah, I do agree with that, man. Matthew, I appreciate that, man. I agree with that. A lot of people, man, they do talk about racist things all the time and make racism the center of everything. But I'm saying y'all must have been talking about something down in the chat or the comments, because I don't see the Zohran's thing have anything to do with racism. I hadn't seen President Trump attack him in that way. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, you know, Zohran is a transformational figure. And the very least that the Democrats can get out of him becoming the next mayor of New York is how to run a campaign going into the midterms, because his message is the winning message and his campaign's the winning campaign. You're talking about a 30-something-year-old candidate, guys, who was outraised 9-1, 10-1. You got the mayor, Eric Adams of New York. You got a former governor, you know what I'm saying, Andrew Cuomo. And then you have Mr. Silva running from the Republican Party. Who knew Mamdani? Ain't nobody knew him. I'm talking about grassroots. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders. I'm talking about $5 individual donations. I'm talking about saying he ain't taking no money from big corporate, big pharma, railing on billionaires, railing on Republicans. And I'm saying doing all of that by himself in New York City, man. That's the biggest city in America. That's a feat, man. And that, to me, that is an example of not only how far the progressives come, but how much power they have. And to me, that is pretty much it's a signal to every Democrat, almost every Democrat, and almost every district across America. When you go into your midterms, Big Ghost telling you this again, affordability. Mamdani, it's not Ghost saying it, it's because I know it, and Mamdani knew it too, and he was smart. Affordability needs to be the center of your winning campaign. President Trump has become the focus of his general election bid. I wouldn't advise that for you guys, depending on the district you in. Here in New York, so it's 6-1 Democrat to Republican. You see what I'm saying? So in New York, you have a lot of people who hate on President Trump. But in a Republican district, I wouldn't even touch President Trump. If you was a Democrat running, if it's not safe red, just say that it's maybe likely blue, or if it's just a toss-up. If you running in a district like that, I wouldn't touch President Trump. Affordability, affordability, affordability. Healthcare. SNAP and TANF benefits. That's my whole argument. The cost of living, access to the American dream, that's the winning argument. The Democratic nominee launched a 5-borough tour. He's also tying opponents like Andrew Cuomo and Chris Silva. Eric Adams is out the race, guys. Closely to Trump, adopting a close Democratic general election playbook by casting 2 fellow Democrats and the GOP nominee as the president's favorite picks. To some extent, it is true. You see what I'm saying? To some extent, I would say that, Cuomo, President Trump is supporting Chris Cuomo. He don't want Mamdani to win. He think, he is socialist and, he too far left. Mamdani's recollaboration comes as Trump announced he's activating the National Guard to respond to crime in Washington, listed New York and Chicago among the cities that could be next in line. It also follows a New York Times story about how Trump has talked with Cuomo as president considers involving himself in the election. Cuomo has denied discussing the race with President Trump. Hey, that's what I told. Look, if you guys go and watch that debate, bro, I'm telling you that debate was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Chris Cuomo was hitting him every way he can, and he a pretty funny guy. But that's why I'm saying I was impressed with Mamdani. He can't run for president. He wasn't born in the United States. But I'm saying him as a candidate, the Democrats should be looking, in my opinion, for candidates like that, young candidates. But not to throw no water on the situation, the progressives say it's their time to shine. They coming for takeover in the Democratic Party. If you guys have not liked the video, I ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, guys. We've been streaming for about 45 minutes now. Republicans, independents, and Democrats, y'all get down in those comment section and you let your voices be heard. Also, guys, if you guys, good morning, Miss Kathy, baby, good morning. If you guys want to donate to the channel, guys, that there's a button below with the $sign in it. Just hit that button with that $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Super chat, super thanks, and super stickers, they start at 99 cents. Miss Sandra says, give me your opinion on the Arizona race, Arizona 7th district. Is that the race that's already over? Let's look that up real quick and see what we're talking about. So if that's the race that's already over, Miss Sandra, you're asking why Mike Johnson won't let the Congress... Hold on, let's see. Arizona 7th district. Hold up, Miss Sandra. Let me see where you at, baby. Okay, let me see where we at. So Arizona 7th conditional race is located in the U.S. state of Arizona. So that's the district on the Mexico border. So they picked up the 7th district. Hold up, let's see. So hold up, let me see. So 2024. In 2024, VP Harris won the 7th district 60% to 38%. So, Miss Sandra, if there's any election, or I see that, it says for the Senate, Gallego. So he won by 63%. So he got more than VP Harris. That's a very Democratic. It looks like from a quick glance, Miss Sandra, that's a very Democratic district, and it looks like a very safe district for the Democrats. If you ask me, that's my opinion, my first opinion. You know what I'm saying? Miss Kathy, let's see. I'm trying to get more female participation. I'm going to add her as a moderator as well. Guys, I'm going to step off for a moment. I'm out here in Connecticut, guys. We still have the part of the political story to go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you my final analysis. Then I'm going to open up the floor for you guys. So you guys just enjoy this beautiful scenery. I hope you're a nature lover. What's up, Matthew? And you guys do not go anywhere. I will return very shortly. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday out here in Connecticut. So Miss Sandra is saying, Miss Sandra, you talking about that Democratic Congresswoman who Mike Johnson is not allowing, or he's not. I mean, in my opinion, like the reason I never spoke on that is because whatever that appears to be on the surface, in my opinion, that's what that is. But I mean, you can argue for several reasons why Speaker of the House Johnson won't hold that vote. I mean, it's definitely related to the Epstein situation. So I'm saying, like, it's no doubt in my mind, it's definitely related. There, nothing else makes sense. I don't care what he'll say, but then you can say that he has several reasons why he could have said that. You know what I'm saying? That he has several reasons why. Look, let me just say it like this. Speaker Johnson and President Trump are homies. Okay, they're at every kind of event together, Super Bowl, so they're homies. So is he protecting him because he's his homeboy? I'm saying I would tend to think so, but in my mind, not looking at it as a conservative, just in my mind as a human or as a political observer, just looking at the situation, and I've said this 1,000 times, like I don't see anything that'll come out of those files being released in accordance to President Trump getting a conviction. We might get some salacious gossip. We might get some gossip from that situation, Miss Sandra. But I don't see nothing coming out the situation to where they'll get a conviction of President Trump in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. I think if it was a that would have been there. This ain't no word salad. This is facts. That would have been there when President Biden Justice Department was looking to put the cuffs on President Trump, in which they did, and got the felony convictions on him. I'm thinking if you had something in them files that had anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein and they had factual facts, that President Trump would have got more charges than he got brought against him. I just don't think there's none there. And I think that the reason why Mike Johnson is trying, I mean, what would you do if you was in his situation, Miss Sandra? You say a better vice president than J.D. Vance? A vice president for who? I don't know, man. I would say that would be a great debate between AOC and J.D. Vance. I would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? J.D. Vance is an intellectual and has knowledge and the law, of course. He served in the military. I mean, he's a well-rounded young man for 40 years old. He came from poverty, too, impoverished situations. He's a well-rounded young man for 40 years old. He's done a lot of things. You got to understand that. But AOC, she comes to debate like from a perspective. You got to understand, Miss Sandra, a politician's job is to serve the people. That's their job. I don't care what you say. You could ask JD, is it a politician's job to serve the people? He has to say yes. If you ask AOC's, is a politician's job, she has a, Miss Sandra, what y'all think the politician's job is? Miss Sarah, what y'all think a politician's job is? What's up, Matthew? Matthew, tell me right now, what's a politician's job? Is it to serve the people? So if you ask AOC, if that's their job, what I'm saying is AOC, in my opinion, she just does that job better than most of any politician I know. I think progressives, that's why I'm doing this. And I'm about to get back into the story. I think progressives preach serving the people and actually practice, to some extent, serving the people, from what I've seen, better than any form of the political spectrum. And when I say form of the political spectrum, what does a libertarian do, y'all? We're going to get down into some political theses. I'm going to take y'all back to my political science class. We don't have that many people in the stream. It's Saturday. I got a little bit of time, man. So I'm going to kick a little game with you. So when I say political spectrum, you got to think about a conservative. What's a conservative? Do you have any liberals that are Republicans? Is it possible? You see what I'm saying? all Republicans ain't conservative, and all conservatives ain't Republicans. Understanding that, what's libertarians? What is a libertarian's primary their mission statement? You see what I'm saying? What is MAGA? Make America Great Again. There you have it. You see what I'm saying? And then you have like more moderate conservatives, like Mike Pence, that old conservative or Republican guard. So there's many different, and the same thing with the Democrats. You know, so you have to understand that, to me, to get like where I'm coming from about AOC and Jasmine and them. I think, in my opinion, that Democrats, especially the younger Democrats and the more progressive leaning Democrats, the only problem is that their ideas are, to some people, a little too far left, you know, like some of the things that they support, like social issues. But other than that, to me, it's like, as far as the economy goes and what they do for the people and should do for the people, yeah, it is to protect the people of the United States. But this is what I'm saying. You saying that President Biden didn't protect the people of the United States. Miss Sandra, I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to finish the story, and then we can have a long conversation as long as you want to. Look, so I hear President Trump, he asked President Zelensky, who came to the White House, a reporter asked him, what's the difference between President Trump and President Biden? And when I heard that, in my mind, I said, depending on this answer, depends whether or not, Zelensky, you finna get them Tomahawk missiles you asked for. You see what I'm saying? All Zelensky had to do was say that, hey, nah, y'all know that. Who cares? President Biden ain't nowhere around. He ain't finna pop up out. Where he at? He finna pop up out the woodworks. All Zelensky, to get them Tomahawks, had to say, man, you know, ain't no other president in the world better than Big President T. And them Tomahawks would have been on a plane to Ukraine today. But you know, that's what I say about being real. Zelensky is like a war hawk. He's like a war lord. He's like a hard man, and he's used to like life or death situations, speaking the truth. So they asked him the question, the reporter, what's the difference between President Trump and President Biden? He said, well, President Biden was the president at that time, and he didn't get an opportunity to end the war. But President Trump is the president now, and he has an opportunity to end the war. And you could look at President Trump's face. That was a distasteful answer for him. But Zelensky just kept it real and just told how he felt. And, you know, he didn't get no Tomahawks. But he is agreeing with President Trump, with them calling for them to end the war, like as it stands right now. Zelensky is willing to give up those pieces of Ukraine to get peace. We're going to talk about that. I really don't want to I didn't want to touch on it because I think it's going to happen sooner than we think. I think about time President Trump get up with Putin, I think that there's an opportunity. I mean, in my mind, I can't think of Putin and Trump sitting down again and there not being a ceasefire without Zelensky getting a lot more than Tomahawk missiles. So I think that war is at an end. But you know what I'm saying? My point is, though, like Zelensky just told the truth, though. Some people, they don't have the skill set to really tell false or be manipulative or lie at their own consequence. A reporter later on asked Zelensky, you know what I'm saying, and he just laughed. I mean, he know what time it is. But I mean, that's just where I feel about that. Y'all, let's blaze through this content because I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, rabbit holing. So let's get finished with this and then we could get back. I'll get back down there with y'all. The young state assembly member, we talking about Mamdani. If you guys forgot, this is a political article, who stunned the Democratic establishment. That's where I started at the beginning of the live stream. I told you guys that it's the old guard versus the progressives. The Democratic establishment. I gave you a couple of names of a couple of politicians that we look at the establishment. Kamala Harris, she cannot say that she's not part of the Democratic establishment. Would you agree with that or not? She might not try to be a part of it, but she is. She really is a leader in it. She's former vice president. She's the highest ranking elected Democrat. You know what I'm saying? One of them. You know, you got President Obama, President Clinton, President Biden, you know what I'm saying, still alive. But I'm saying, like, you know, she one of them. So I'm saying she part of the Democratic establishment. Nancy Pelosi is, and I would say that Gavin Newsom is definitely is. Some would say AOC is, but you wouldn't say AOC wouldn't say she is. Bernie Sanders wouldn't say he is. It's not that it's really a split. To me, it's always been like that. They're progressives. The establishment look at them like they're too far left, but they're the ones that energize the base, bruh. They're the ones that get the big crowd. They're the ones talking that for the people, we the people stuff. The progressives who defeating Cuomo in June despite the former governor's universal name recognition and a 25 million PAC in his corner, now faces the task of winning the November election by a hefty enough margin to bolster his mandate. Mamdani. Hey, y'all know Mamdani had a rap song, boy. Mamdani. Let me stop, man. Mamdani, a Democratic socialist, is still seeking the endorsement of party leaders, including New York Governor Kathy Hochul, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Governor Hochul, baby, I ain't gonna put you in this. You see what I'm saying? But because you a state leader, the leader of the state of New York, big one. But I'm saying Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, that is the Democratic establishment, just like I said earlier. What I'm saying is, if you ask AOC and them, they ain't playing no games. If you ask AOC and them and Bernie Sanders and them, that government ain't opening up, man, without no concessions, without no signature. That government does not open. Without no signature from President Trump, that government does not open. Who gonna break that line? See, let me tell you how the progressives got the power. Those terrorists that President Trump talking about, who you think they gonna ride with? The progressives are the most powerful in the Democratic Party. They done got more powerful than the establishment, man. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all not listening to me. But I see it before y'all see it. And I'm telling you, I don't care how many people in this live stream, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. So when another live stream come, I'm going to be saying, y'all remember when I told y'all back on November 18th, 2025, that the progressives are they're getting the power. They're taking over the Democratic Party. You are watching it as we speak. Most powerful, most influential, the loudest voices. So, go back and watch CNN, just put it in YouTube. It's real easy. Kaylin Collins, Town Hall, Bernie Sanders, AOC. The guidelines, Mr. Chuck Schumer and Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, the guidelines is that the government does not open without a signature from President Trump. We don't got to go out there. They don't got to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, be loud and tell you they're going to primary you and stuff like that. But we know what time it is. That don't happen. We need a signature from President Trump or it's going to stay shut. That's where and I'm saying the progressives, they, in my opinion, they brought the Democratic Party back from the dead. Guys, listen to Big Ghostwriter, man. Y'all need me to stand up? Listen to Big Ghostwriter. When President Trump first came into office, I remember the sentiment. The sentiment is the Democrats don't have a message. I'm saying I watch Fox, I watch MSNBC, and I definitely watch CNN. And that's the sentiment across every network. It was universal with all the pundits. The Democrats don't have a message. But see, the Fighting Oligarchy Tour, these are all events. The Fighting Oligarchy Tour, bro. Look what happens. Drawing all those crowds is start the Democrats organizing, they rejuvenating people. 80,000 people in LA, boy. Nah, the Democratic Party ain't dead. It gave them hope. And then the No Kings protests, and they organizing, and it's No Kings today, and you talking about you looking at millions of people they expecting to be out there. And Mamdani, they winning big elections now. Y'all hear me? They brought the Democratic Party back from the dead, man. The Democratic Party look dead. I'm saying if Hakeem Jeffries look weak, if Chuck Schumer look weak, I don't see Bernie Sanders ever looking weak. I don't see AOC ever looking weak in this confrontation. I don't see Mamdani looking weak, because them voters going to the booths, and it don't matter what the words that's being said, what's going on with or without them, Mamdani going after Trump. And anyone he urges would be used by Trump against New Yorkers. He noted Monday that Cuomo conversated or conversed with Trump. Adams' criminal fraud case was dropped by the urging of the White House, and that Silva shares a political party with the president. My administration will be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. That's some big words from a young man, boy. That's some big words for a young man, bro. You listen to what I'm saying, boy. Them some fighting words against the ultimate Donald Trump. They got No Kings parades in thousands. Listen to me, by the T, thousands of cities across America today. Peaceful. But you talking about a 30-something year progressive, that show you where the power is, boy. That boy ain't just talking, he knows something. He trying to tell y'all something. My administration to be President Trump's worst nightmare. You ain't gonna have no mayor like this from New York, Ghost. 2025, man, it's a different world out here, boy. Gotta keep your head on the swivel out here, boy. Worst nightmare, the progressives said they hear, man, they want you to hear their voice. You ain't got no choice. You gonna hear what they saying, boy. They tired of being put on that back burner. Stephen Miller know what I'm talking about. See, they think Ghost is a clown. And some people be laughing. I be joking too, man, but this stuff serious. You know what I'm talking about? I'll go talk to him. He's a terrorist. It's probably gonna be in the end of this article. You heard Mike Johnson say it's a hate American rally. Yeah, boy. That's the world you live in. And then you got these young leaders that coming, they stepping out. Boy, them progressives, they gonna let their voice be heard, bro. The old guard and the Democrat looking weak. It just looks weak. Like what Nancy Pelosi and them was doing. I ain't saying Gavin Newsom, because Gavin Newsom, he over here in this new stuff. And he a leader in it. He a general in it. He got more authority and right. VP Harrison, this new stuff. I'm saying them Democrats are with them progressives, but that progressive wing of that party is where that thunder is, bro. And I'm saying, if you're looking at VP Harris being from San Francisco and Governor Newsom being from California, how hard is it for them to slide to the left? Slide to the left. Slide to the left. It's not going to be hard for them to slide to the left a little bit if that's the move to win the election. You know the pendulum swings. You know that pendulum swung to the right. Oh, that's y'all left. It swung to the right. What's up, my little baby? Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? That pendulum swung to the right. So when it's coming back to the left, my question is, how far to the left is it going to come back? Y'all see what I'm saying? Will it be time? Will it be the progressives' time, guys? Mamdani had help Monday from Representative Jerry Nadler, a manager during Trump's first impeachment trial. While battleground Democrats worry about Mamdani's socialist views will be a liability next year as the party looks back to win the House, Nadler says Mamdani can prove otherwise by triumphing over Trump. And I agree with that. Every seat matters, every race matters, and who is mayor of New York is crucial. Nadler says New York City needs a leader who won't give Trump an inch, who won't flinch or bargain away from our rights. That's what you get coming from California. That's what you get coming from Chicago. All the Democratic cities, they trying to keep the line, that blue line. Trump has questioned Mamdani's citizenship, vowed to arrest him if he interferes with federal agents' crackdown on illegal immigration, and threatened to cut federal funding to New York City if Mamdani doesn't do the right thing. Comrade Mamdani, he always got a name, don't he? Is the American people's worst nightmare. That's what Abigail Jackson said. He said, nah, I'll be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. The American people have repeatedly rejected this communist agenda. And the more Mamdani shares his radical policies, the more the American people will recoil. Mamdani identifies as a democratic socialist. He says he's not a communist. He says the Communist Party don't count him as a leader. Oh, this is what Cuomo said about Mamdani. He says, he says Trump will flatten him like a pancake. He says in 2020, Trump sent the National Guard into other states, not New York. There's only one person in this race who could stand up to Trump, who has successfully and efficiently. I guess he's talking about himself, of course. So y'all know Mayor Adams, the incumbent mayor, has said he is not beholden to anyone, including the president. He has insisted that he was seeking a working relationship with Trump for the benefit of the city. And then, Silva, the Lone Star Republican, making a repeat bid for mayor, has no direct relationship with Trump at all. In fact, the GOP nominee has encouraged Trump to stay out of the race for mayor. Mamdani said Monday he's open to dialogue with Trump if it benefits New Yorkers, and that as mayor, he will combat the president's agenda by staffing up city agencies, including the law department, and investigating legal representation for immigrants subject to deportation proceedings. Much of that fight back that has to be delivered forcefully, rhetorically, through conversations, both public and private, Mamdani said. But there's also the act of governance that is in its own fight back, a governance that is actually characterized by competence and compassion. With that being said, guys, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, guys. Republicans, independents, and Democrats alike, man, it's you guys' turn to let your voices be heard. Any questions y'all have about politics, law, life, you want to tell your mama joke, whatever you want to say, y'all jump down in the comments, man. Y'all let y'all voices be heard. Also, been streaming for about 1 hour and 10 minutes today, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to donate to the channel, you know, if you want to show some love, become a member of the channel, man. Anything you want to do positively this morning on this beautiful morning out here in Connecticut, man, I'm blessed and thankful. Just hit that button with that $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated, man. You know what I'm saying? Got the duckies out here making noise, man. Y'all see the ducks out there, man? They ain't worried about nothing. Y'all see the ducks out there, man? They lined up, man. Out here in Connecticut, man, it's pretty out here. It was a good stream today, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the content I delivered, man. I try to take my time with it, man. So, you know, I won't make that mirrors, even though I really don't care, though, man. But I care about what I'm talking about because I think it's important, man. Real talk, man. I want to talk about candidates who want to fight for the people. You know, I think President Trump, he's done a lot for the Israeli people. Y'all want me to be honest? Or you want me to lie? We got so many liars in the world. Why would you want me to lie? Why wouldn't y'all want me to be honest, right? Who in the stream want Big Ghost to be honest? And who in the stream want Big Ghost to lie? So y'all want Big Ghost to be honest? Big Ghost finna be honest. Hold on a second, yeah. Let Big Ghost be honest for you. So here we go. Honesty 101. Big Ghost finna be honest for you. We finna talk about Big President T since we talked about Mamdani to this morning. Y'all tell me where y'all disagree, okay? So if you ask me, card telling me I need a key, guys. I'm sorry. Give me a second. If you ask me, did President Trump has done a lot for the Israeli people? Do y'all agree or disagree? A lot for the Israeli people. True or untrue? If you ask me, President Trump has done a lot for the Palestinians. Malu, you agree or disagree? If you ask me, President Trump is attempting to do some great for the Russians and the Ukrainians right now, true or untrue? If you ask President Trump, he'll say he stopped 7, 8, 9 wars. I'm dead serious. He want that Nobel Peace Prize, and I believe he's gonna get it. That being said, Roderick, the American government is shut down right now. You could blame that on the Democrats. But America's a business, right, Roger? Malu, isn't America a business? If America is a business, who's the leader of the business? So if we went to Trump Towers and Trump Towers was shut down, and President and a CEO, Donald Trump, he gonna come out and he gonna say, "Oh, my business shut down because it's Jeff Bezos' fault, or it's Wall Street's fault, or it's anybody's fault." Nobody want to hear that. If America is a business, President Trump, he is CEO, he the president. If it's shut down, I just think, look, Marco Rubio, he a beast. Real talk. He done a good job. I think President Trump has done a good job. They've done a good job on foreign policy. First, I mean, they got a lot of wins lately. But I'm saying, we need ours. It's our turn. First, how you could start this process of helping the American people, you could pick up the phone and make peace with the Democrats. I'm saying he making a peace deal with everybody else. The Israelis, Hamas, Putin and Zelensky, the Indians and the Pakistanians. I could go on and on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So when he gonna make a peace deal with Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer? Y'all feel that? I mean, that's my take. I mean, when he gonna make a peace deal with Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer? That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? In so many ways, more than just the government shutdown. I mean, like cutting tariff and stuff. I said from the get-go, I never agreed with that. But because the government shut down and the time is going on and on, Speaker Johnson said, you causing people unnecessary pain. I don't see how you look at it or viewing it as unnecessary pain. Or they're causing themselves unnecessary pain. Who causing themselves unnecessary pain? What? He must not know what happened. See, that's your perspective. And that's why the government closed. Speaker Johnson, because that's your perspective. Unnecessary pain, that's how you looking at it. Or that's what somebody's telling you, that's what's falling in your ears, and that's how you thinking of it. It's your perspective. If you talk to the Democrats, that's not what they're going to say. I don't see it like that. They fight. We all need to fight in those situations. You don't need to back down, you need to fight. I'm saying, Speaker Johnson, you might agree with President Trump in abolishing the Republican Party. That might be your objective, or Democratic Party. Y'all might think the Democratic Party is evil. I've heard y'all say that. I'm just speaking off the hip. But all I'm trying to say is though, that's not how the founding forefathers set it up. They set it up with two parties. So me as an independent, when y'all leave, I want to see two parties. Just like you leave it how you could fix the two-party system, but I still believe in the two-party system. So to me, I don't want to see the Republican or the Democratic Party crushed. I think just like the founding forefathers wrote it up, it's healthy to have two parties having a debate. I want to keep it the way it is. So that's what I would support. What's up, John Call? There are no kings in America. Stupid stuff come from. I don't know. You got to ask a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. Like I said that yesterday. I said like the AOC. Like I could understand their argument. That's just me though. I could understand where the AOC, where the ACLU is coming from in the situation where if they're litigating cases against President Trump, you know, because they feel like he's overstepping legal boundaries. Like to me, though, that's a concrete argument instead of just some political banter. You feel that? So, like the ACLU, they're one of the prime organizers of the No Kings. I understand where they're coming from. That's just a protest, but this is an opportunity for Democrats to speak grievances, to talk about government shutdowns, to highlight the failures of the Republican Party. It's the opposition, man. They fighting back. They scrapping back. Are they dead? Did they lose a message, never had a message, or just got off message? It's two parties. It's a two-party system. You got Democrats and Republicans. I'll talk about the candidates that speak to the issues of the American people. So say if that was all of the content that I recorded, how many times would I talk about President Trump? he is the president, so the business of America is very foundational. You guys don't see it or understand it like that, but the business of America is what's being reported, really. In so many ways, they just not saying it like that. That's why they following him and reporting him. He's the power. I don't want to get all like a professor. What I'm trying to say is that besides all of that stuff right there that I just said, the No Kings parades is an opportunity for the Democrats to take a stand, because I believe that that is absolutely necessary. And in my opinion, I think President Trump, and I've said this from day one, forget February, I was saying this in April, May, June, July, Golden Age, all of that. I said this from day one. I think he need to pick up the phone and negotiate. Call Hakeem Jeffries. The system's set up for bipartisanship. Without bipartisanship, I don't think it works. We obviously see that it don't work. I did some research on it. We did a little study graph on it. Without bipartisanship, it's not gonna work, man. You need the other side to agree with what you're doing, guy. So I'm saying, as you pick up the phone and you call all these people and you make these peace deals, I'm saying you're gonna have to sit down with them Democrats. In my mind, I do not see Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer caving without President Trump's signature. They need a signature from President Trump to extend those healthcare subsidies for longer than 12 months. So all the rest of that stuff that I hear Speaker or Tom Tillis and Speaker Johnson and all them, none of that stuff gonna matter. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a signature from President Trump to extend those Obamacare subsidies for longer than 12 months before the government open. If you don't have a President Trump signature, then I don't know what to tell you. The rally's gonna get bigger. The people gonna get more hostile. They're gonna get more upset. I'm saying ain't none of that helping you. President Trump, imagine you running a business like that. Is that how you ran Trump Towers? You were successful like that? I'm saying you always gotta watch those guardrails. Always. You don't have advisors, people watching. Like, I'm saying, what's the goal? To be great. I'm saying, what are we trying to achieve? Maybe there's a plan, you know, maybe like after you go over to Europe, I mean with Putin and stuff, you know, because he is busy. It's a lot going on. You said, bruh, you can't talk. You look, okay, for Hakeem Jeffries, John Carr, he says, one person tell me, AOC or Jeffries do that is beneficial to America, just one thing. He's saying one person tell him, Hakeem Jeffries is the minority leader for the Democrats. He's from New York. What he's supposed to do? He represents a district in New York City. So you have to go to New York City to his district that he keep getting elected from. And you have to ask them, because that's his responsibility to him. He's not a nation. No one votes for Hakeem Jeffries but those 700-some thousand people in that district, or however many people in that one district. Now, from winning that district, he represents the entire state of New York, right? He's a congressperson from New York, but it's that district that represents Congress, New York, federally. But it's that district. Now, him as the Senate minority leader, he don't have no power, but I'm saying he doing stuff in there like that he got the government shut down right now. And he said he doing that because the healthcare premiums of I don't know how many millions of Americans would be raised. Now you got to talk to him. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying, guys? I've been kicking it with y'all, man, for an hour and a half exactly. And I appreciate it, and I like y'all. I appreciate it, Miss Reza. I see you down there, baby. Y'all, you and John, like, y'all always showing up. Y'all always showing love. And I appreciate it, man. I came, I saw, I conquered, I delivered the content. You guys want to kick it longer, man? You know what I'm saying? I've been, kicking it with y'all on a Saturday for an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? And I delivered the content, man. I think we going to be live again next week, definitely. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, New York City. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what the algorithm... Hey, I think that's what the algorithm waiting on, bro. I can't be like I'm not a travel agent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like, this the end of the tour. So I'm going to just be doing the streams with 30 people. Sometimes I'm going to be outside. It's going to be too cold. We're going to be streaming inside. And then, like, might go to Rhode Island, might go to Vermont, might go to New Hampshire, pop in a different place. But after New York City, like, I ain't gonna be switching those cities, and being outside, like, the whole time. The whole time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be doing that. No? It's getting cold, man. I got some cases I need to drop to, like yesterday. Reezy, you say, am I gay? Why you say that? Rita, why you say that? You yeah. Hey, y'all, that's my time, man. I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she say that, or he say that, because that leads me to tell y'all, man, that's what it is. I'm not gay. I'm just a Christian. You know what I'm saying? As far as you talking about, like, the sexuality wise, man, I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the Bible say that, you ain't supposed to be fornicating if you ain't married. That's what God call it, fornicating. So that's what I try to live by. But I don't say how you could otherwise say that I would be gay. Because if you knew my track record, like, these hands ain't nowhere close to gay. Miss Rita or Mr. Ritter. I'm saying I ain't trying to be funny or disrespectful because you being here all the time, but I'm saying this hands ain't close to gay, though. You check my record, though. So I'm saying, like, the only thing you can say gay, because I just don't be, like, sleeping. I don't be chilling with no girls and stuff, like, because that's like a spiritual thing, the celibacy. That's what that is. I've practiced it pretty well recently compared to what my past used to be. You just got to understand that. But if you don't understand that or know that, I can't really explain that to you. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Instagram link in the bio or go watch the videos. And I've put so much content about my life out there, but that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're saying, gay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you a man, but I'm saying I ain't never heard a man named like Riza or Rita. I never heard a man called Rita, so I'm sorry, Mr. Rita. Mr. Muhammad. How about if I call you Mr. Muhammad? I got a friend named Muhammad, but I didn't want to confuse you with my homie, so I always would call you Mr. Rita. So I call you Mr. Muhammad, so I remember Mr. Muhammad. So I apologize about that, Mr. Muhammad. No, I do not believe in two men liking each other. That ain't it. Women are too gorgeous. I'm too attracted to a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just I know how to control myself because of, you know what I'm saying, what I believe. I believe that, you know, Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I asked him to forgive me of my sins, and I try to live like a Christian should live. Like the Bible say live. And I opened up my Bible and I read the Bible and I try to live like that. So that's the only thing about me with the girls as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like you saying me gay because of these hands, boy, you better ask about me, boy. I'm talking about you feel me? I shouldn't be acting crazy and goofy like that, but I don't care, bro. I'll be like, man, dummy. Hey, look, my boy Mandami, he got a rap song. Real talk though, he got a rap song out. My boy, he cool as a fan, but I wish I could. The mayor of New York. We run New York. The mayor of New York, bro, like a 30-some-year-old, like cool dude. You know what I'm saying? That boy cool as a fan, man. So that's a good look, really. Just depend. He got to do a good job. AOC, he got to perform, Bernie. You know what I'm saying? Because he a progressive and y'all fought that fight to get him in there. And this one of y'all chances of America's biggest city. You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful spot in the Democratic Party. That's a large player on the national scene. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like Governor Newsom on this side. You know what I'm saying? But on this side, though. So, you know, that's your opportunity. That being said, man, every day I wake up, man, I testify to this. Every single day, man, I don't care. I'm thankful. I start every day thanking God. Every day. Bro, it's beautiful out here. But when it was raining a couple of days ago, I was still thanking him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just thank God, man. You know, people gonna say what they say. They gonna do what they do. They gonna hate how they hate. They gonna try to manipulate and play the games. I don't care, man. I just thank God. I keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Ready to cold cock a dude at any minute. Take his teeth all the way down his throat. I just playing. I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? But I wake up every day, bro. I say, you see how Ghost is? This the kind of Christian Ghost is, bro. I bust a head and then praise the Lord for real. That's a straight warrior. Bro, I wake up every day, man. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, man. Look, I will rejoice and be glad when it's hair, boy. Golly, it's so long too, man. It's about time, boy. You see that forehead, boy? I'm gonna get them thing. Them forehead gonna get covered, boy. That boy gonna be. When I come out, I'm gonna come out in New York City, man, looking now. But yeah, man, like that new content coming, man. We going to New York, though, man. Y'all ready to go see what New York City look like? What it's popping with, shocking with. You know what I'm saying? Where we gonna go, y'all? We going to Brooklyn. We gotta go to the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, be like, AOC, we in the city. And then, you know, we go to Brooklyn and tell Mandami the same. Nah, I'm just playing. Y'all just messing with y'all, man. We gonna pop up in the city though next week. But until then, John Call, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was getting them channel memberships, you know what I'm saying? I wish I was, you know what I'm saying, contributing to the cause, but I understand y'all just come in here and do what you guys do, and I appreciate it, and I love every last one of you. Until next time, which will probably be Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll start popping off them live streams. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all then, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day. It's a nice day out here, man. And Ghost Rider got a lot of errands to run, so I got to get to it, man. I'm out, man. I love y'all, bro. Talk to y'all later.